So I'm going to show you how to get these LED light strips. I'm utilizing this OPT7 or OPT7 Aura interior light, whatever. They give you 6 of these, and I'm going to show you how to get it from the control box, mounted up here, which ultimately is going to be mounted right up there, and how to get the wires all stealthy like down over here. It's probably just complete blackness here under the seat, and down into the rear hatch. So obviously, like, nothing here is finalized and, twist tied or zip tied down. This beginning part, it's pretty self-explanatory. You're gonna just mount all these up wherever you can get them, and you'll come down and you pop off that panel, and you'll run it down the sill here. Put it up in these clips and all that jazz. But then when you get over to here is where the trickery starts to come in. You can see, if I get this wire out of the way, I have this wire running down under the carpet, and that pops out way down over here. There's a little air vent. I think that's an air vent. So you can see that's pretty stealthy. Once the little trim panel bit is on, you won't be able to see any wire. So what I actually used is this. This little bit here is like a piece of fish tape. This is actually a piece of plastic from when you buy windshield wipers. These are like the covers that cover the blade. And so I got it down up over there, fished it all the way through, and then, ripped these big old chunky connectors through. So then it pops out over there, and you can mount it wherever you want, up under the seat. I mean, I got my way. I'm not even gonna show you. And then for the longer one, you're still just running on the sill. You gotta pop your little B-pillar panel off. Yeah, pop this little trim panel off. Running it down. And then for me, for now, because I'm going to pop these rear panels off when I go to do the speakers, for now, you can, I don't know, can you see that? I'm going to wrap a little bit of tape around it just to protect it. But it's just running up behind this whole seat here, you just shove it down in there real good. And if you get past this first part, there's actually quite a bit of gap there. And if you go ahead and you pop these bad boys off of here, by panel design. And you can kind of see, well, maybe you can see. You can see right here where the rear seat actually, bolts in. So what I did is I pulled this big old stupid chunky thing out. And now you can see it a little better. That's just running, from the door sill up over to here. If you throw that out of the way. Oh. Yeah. So if we put Chunkarella back in here, then you can really just put this, wherever you frickin' want. Don't really matter. And if we put those chunky boys back in, ooh, lack of focus. And I'll go ahead and put my mats back down. Then there's still enough space that I can it kind of takes two hands to actually get this to sit down in there. But you can see once we do, sits right in there. Yeah, it's going to diminish the brightness of the LEDs a little bit. And these ones aren't very bright to begin with. I mean, I could pull it up a little bit, you know, whatever. But you can see that's about as stealthy as you're gonna be. And if I rip this seat back up, then I mean, you're really just not gonna get much stealthier than that. And you can see, once the trim panel is, you know, back on, you're really not gonna notice this little wire here. I said it's gonna end up getting run under this other panel, but for now, that's what I'm doing. And then, you know, it runs forward with the other ones. So this is a really hard shot to get, so I apologize in advance. But basically my plan is these little guys right there, which are actually like your seat adjuster. But if you give me a second, I can. Ooh. Well, give me a couple of seconds. So you can see the little guy back there, and if I push up on this little bar, look at that, it opens and it closes. So there's one on both sides of the seat, you know, left, right, left. And it's like that on both sides. You know, no electronic seat, it's all manual. So if you get real fun with the zip ties here, you lack a focusing. If you get real swifty with the zip ties, you can actually attach these LED strips. It almost just sits there, but it doesn't. To that little bit. And then these LED strips will actually move forward and backwards with the seat. So, you know, if you scoot forwards, there's not a big old LED hanging out back here. It goes forward and backwards with it, so that's pretty cool. So I thought I'd kind of show my plans, and maybe you can kind of see where that actually pops out now. A little bit. So, super stealthy, you know, you can just run this up wherever and... Ugh. Look at all the mess I'm making. I've got a couple of projects going on at the same time here. This will eventually be... I hate this camera. Whatever, it will be hardwired in. But I thought, since I'm in this far, why not just go ahead and show. So there's a little, you know, this big old white box, which I think is just like your airflow, your cabin airflow diverter. Stupid thing, focus. You lack of focusing. Alright, no focus then. There's these two little... God, I hate this camera. Hello. But there's these two little, you know, doodly dads here, which is where the carpet hangs onto, and then a little plastic panel pops onto right there. But this little box will actually sit really well right here with, like, you know, a couple of zip ties. I actually drove it around with it just loose and it stayed because I got a couple of wires going to the other side. So I figure I zip tie that box to here, and then our power cable here is going to get run over to the fuse box, and then, you know, all the wires get routed wherever up there, down over yonder in Glen. So in our little fuse box here, which is, you know, The fuse tap I got in here right now, that one is accessory on, it's not always on, and it's just sitting in a blank slot. And then these two down here, which are also blank, I'm pretty sure this one's always on, and I think this one is always on as well. So I'm going to utilize both of those. And then this little plastic panel, which ordinarily sits one way or the other, you know, up here. I'm going to drill a little hole right here and put a double pull, double throw switch. Wire it up to my doodly dads here. So that way I can, by switch, either have it off or have it on accessory, or just have it on, so I don't actually have to have the car on to have it on, or I can just have it always off, or whatever I feel like doing with it. So as you can see, we got it kind of zip tied up in here. We got like 2 zip ties, you know, one looped through the other so I can get a vertical loop to hold this stupid light. But I had to mount it by the cable and not by the light itself on this side, and give it this big old loop. Because what happens is if you put this seat all the way forward, you run into this little guy right here. And there's a bracket, you know, that's mounted to. And, you know, it pushes the frick out of this. So, if somebody absolutely slams the seat forward, you could definitely damage this. So I put this little loop, so if that happens, it should, with an insane amount of luck, give a little bit. But then I had to put a piece of tape right here to keep it from, you know, rubbing when you activate the manual seat mechanism doodly dad. So it's kind of crummy. And then I got to just zip tie or whatever that to there, and it'll be fine. It's definitely not ideal. There's definitely got to be a better way. But as long as you don't totally slam it, it's only like the last couple of clicks here where it really starts to push on this bit. But you can also pull this out before, you know, it's mostly if somebody doesn't really know and just walk. Hey, what's that? What is that? I think somebody was drinking a Monster in this car. Got a little green tab there. You know, that's funny. I also found this in here. Check that out. It's a little Pez dispenser guy. Doesn't actually open. It's just like a trinket. I found that behind this panel. It was just sitting there. But yeah, so this side is actually held on by the light. You can't see this from like the back seat, so it's pretty stealthy still. It's just kind of crummy. I'm probably gonna put a couple little pieces of tape on this bar, just so if I ever go to move it forward, I'm like, why is there tape on here? Oh yeah, that's right. I don't wanna. But you can see, stealthy as can be, man. It's kind of daytime right now, so I also may not have it, let's go minimum brightness. I don't know, where's the stupid thing? Is it actually getting brighter? It's hard to tell when it's on auto. Just go to like blue. Yeah, this camera doesn't pick up the luminosity changes very well. Music mode! Bah! Huh? I can change it with the color of the sound of my voice. Let's go check out the back. Obviously, again, you know, it's pretty stupid bright right now. You know, it's middle of the day. I'll take some footage when it's night. And, of course, I haven't done the front yet. I also haven't done that side yet. But that's what she looked like. The remote works from all the way back here. Wow. Alright, so I can confirm that the, in the stupid Opt7 LED kit here, the, sort of shorter length extensions are long enough to go from, you know, up under the seat all the way around. And in my mess of wires here. Anyway, basically, you can put this panel back on and have these guys, you know, these guys tucked all the way up over here. And it's stealthy. Very, very stealthy. I did get the front one installed. Bear with me here. This will be fun. Okay. You really gotta be kind of a contortionist. There's almost no way this camera is actually gonna be able to focus on anything. But I zip tied it to that white thing. Maybe this will show you anything. Should probably just use my phone. But we got it all hooked up here. Can throw that over there. Little box still reaches. So again, you know, it's currently daytime, so, you know, and these LEDs, honestly, this Opt7, I would not recommend. These things are about as bright as a frickin' nightlight. Like if I could plug in my nightlight out here, I mean, maybe they're a little brighter, but should be pretty stealthy once I zip tie that and get it all stuck up there. You know, get everything else tacked up. That's a full side done. Yeah, you got some LED action over there. Again, it's like peak daylight right now. Since I don't think my camera probably got any of this, I got the LED kind of zip tied to that wiring harness. It's not tightened down yet. Still got to adjust it a little bit. And then it's kind of zip tied to that little box there. And then these other couple of cables, which I'll probably put some tape around a few spots because they rub, but they, you know, merge into one wire. And then that just runs over there. And all should be well once I get that box mounted. Oh, motherfucker. That hurt. Pretty tall. Now, so I'm sure that video probably really sucks, but hopefully it gives some ideas. You know, if anybody else is ever trying to throw some LED light strips into a 04, 05, 06 Scion XB. I don't know if anybody is. I'm probably still around. Yeah, if you have any specific questions. Anyway. So this is what we're looking at. Kind of still a little bit bright out. Look, it's the moon. Not too shabby, eh? Look, it glows on the body. Hello, bug. Go away. See this rear one? And really helping out a whole lot. I'm sure if I pulled it out, faced it up, or something, I don't know, can I do that? Ugh. Yeah, now we've more brightness. Let me go to, it's like green. Oh, we weren't even at maximum brightness. Huh. Maximum power. So now I'm inside the car. Doors closed. Beep, 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 beep. And I will, see you when it's actually dark out. You lack of focusing. Well, it's about as dark as it's really gonna be before this camera starts to not actually pick anything up. So it's not too shabby, eh? Let's see if I can... We'll go dimmer. You can go all the way down to basically off. I believe that is as bright as it will go. Let me try to find... Hold on. You know, this really comes through as white on here, doesn't it? But it's yellow. You can't... Yeah, this doesn't really pick up. It just looks white. So does the head unit. That's kind of funny. I'm not going to change the head unit color, because I'm lazy. But want to match the head unit color to the LED action. This is still just laying back here. Oh, it's blinding. I can't fucking see anything. Oh, turn it down. Now turn it back up. So I'm gonna go ahead and close this hatch. We're gonna come back around over here. I mean, it actually illuminates the back, you know, not too bad. If I fold this seat, you know, if there was another one on the other side, obviously the hatch is still not got its, you can't really see it. Its cover on there, but let me go ahead and turn this thing off. Ooh, pretty colors. Yeah, it should look pretty cool with the head unit, I guess. I would sit in the front, but I got stuff all over in the front. Oh, we big chilling now. Yeah, I don't know, is this thing actually... Is this thing on? See, the glow's not too bad. Yeah, this camera really does not like the low light situation here. But anyway, that's kind of the finished product there. At least until I get the other side, you know, going on. And then once the other side's done, you know, there should be a little bit better glow. Thought maybe I'd take a quick shot of the slow motion color change. Or you can make it flash. I guess that turned it off. Okay, it's doing things again. back to slow motion. Anyway, that's all for now, folks. Okay, I lied. Just wanted to show a shot that if you're worried about, you know, LED lights in your car being too bright, you know, if you planned on using them whilst driving, and getting pulled over or something, you really can't see these at all from the exterior of the vehicle. Even if there's another set in here, I mean, the rear of this car is pretty frickin' tinted, but I mean, we're standing right here at the passenger door, and you can't see a dang thing. And then if I open it, you know, it's, if it ever focuses, which evidently it's not going to. I'll put on like blue, which is like, you know, brightest LED action. And then we close the door, and you can't see a dang thing. Okay, that's all for now, folks.